What's up, boys? I'm playing some Garfield card in the background of this video just so I can remind everyone that I am in fact the Garfield card king. Nobody can beat me at this game unless you train for like 10 hours a day. Anyway, today I went on Twitter and I saw that Starfield was trending, so I was like, what? And I clicked on it. And I saw this post where this guy was asking the question, you know, which game are you more excited for? Which game do you think is going to be better? Starfield or God of War Ragnarok. Now, of course, a post like that would attract all the glue-sniffing basement dwellers we call console fanboys to his post, who all immediately upon seeing the post, almost in unison started to breathe heavily and slam down on their keyboards, being their pathetic fucking selves. Now, the most popular answer on this post was Starfield, and most of the people who chose Starfield actually didn't act like retards and gave valid reasons. However, there were some fucking Xbox fanboys out there whose entire reason was Starfield good because PlayStation bad. But the big difference here between the Xbox, community, I guess, and the PlayStation community is that with Xbox, that's the minority who are acting like retards. With PlayStation, though, literally almost every single comment that said that God of War was gonna be the better game and the one they were more excited for was basically like, God of War good because Starfield is made by Xbox and therefore it fucking sucks. Like almost every single person who replied to this post saying that they preferred God of War had some brain dead fanboy logic behind it. So now let's take a look at their tweets and make fun of them.
What kind of dumbass question is that? Obviously God of War Ragnarok, and anyone who says otherwise is a hater, even if God of War Ragnarok isn't your type of game. You can't dismiss that it's not the better of the two.
Wow, this guy is so dumb that he can't even speak proper English. He literally says you can't dismiss that it's not the better of the two, which is basically saying that Starfield is the better game out of the two of them. I know he doesn't think he said that, but then again, he was dumb enough to write that fucking sentence. So I'm just gonna have to presume that usually, most of the time, this guy has no clue what he is actually saying. Also, I love the idea that if you don't like God of War Ragnarok, and even if it's not your type of game, you're just a hater, man. If you don't like God of War Ragnarok, and you prefer other games, you're just a pathetic loser. You're a hater, okay? But the most interesting thing about this comment, though, is that it has replies, and in its replies is a PlayStation fanboy arguing with someone who is capable of a rational thought. Now let's take a look at that, shall we? So first you have the fanboy claiming that God of War will still be more successful than Starfield, and then you have this guy asking him, why do you think that? By what measure do you think that God of War will be more successful? He then says,
popularity, and because of the PlayStation brand.
Which the guy then points out is a typical fanboy response, and then we get this gem of a reply.
Don't need to be a fanboy to tell you that PlayStation is more popular and God of War is huge. You're triggered by the facts I just said. Also, Starfield will be huge, but not for everyone is into space games. God of War has more people's attention. FYI, I don't play God of War, just a COD guy, and still no.
Wow, dude, way to prove you're not a fanboy by saying that PlayStation and God of War are way bigger than Bethesda, and that everybody else who denies that is just triggered by the facts. Starfield is only a game made by Bethesda. Bethesda is only one of the biggest studios in the entire game industry who have ever since Morrowind. They've pumped out iconic popular game after iconic popular game. Yeah, in recent times they have not been doing so good critically, but even shit games like Fallout 76 still financially perform incredibly well and are still incredibly popular. So, but yeah, no, you're right. God of War is far bigger than that, and we're all just jealous. Oh, also I forgot, Starfield is a space game, and not everybody likes space games, you guys, but everybody 100% definitely likes ancient mythical Greek games. Everybody likes those, but not a lot of people like space games. Starfield, it's a new IP and I don't honestly know what to expect. God of War is going to be more of God of War 2018. That's not a bad thing, but I already know what to expect.
Seeing that lackluster Starfield review, I exactly know what to expect. This isn't breaking new ground.
Now I see PlayStation fanboys saying this a lot. They very often say things like, Starfield isn't new, it's not breaking new ground, because it's basically doing what No Man's Sky did. Now I'll get to that later, but quotes like that are so funny to me because there are 0 PlayStation exclusives that break new ground. Okay? Almost every single PlayStation exclusive is a third-person action-adventure game with stealth elements and cinematic cutscenes, and there are dozens of those, and they're all exactly the fucking same. And no, Starfield is not just No Man's Sky again. Starfield is also an RPG, and it's looking like it's gonna actually be a decent one, unlike Fallout 4 or Skyrim. Starfield basically takes a lot of different game mechanics from a lot of other games and puts them into one game. Like, yes, there have been games before where you explore a procedurally generated universe and, you know, build bases and whatever. No Man's Sky exists, but there is no game that lets you do that but also is an RPG with an RPG story. So on that level, this game is breaking new ground. Easy, Starfield, you'll be done with Rags DLC on a weekend.
That's a good thing. Some of us full-time working adults have other interests or things to do.
Okay man, get off your fucking high horse. Yes, it is a problem. It's not a good thing when a game that will cost $70 fucking can be completed within a weekend because it's only gonna be like 15 hours long. If I pay full price for a game, which I rarely ever do, but when I do it, I expect at least 25 to 40 hours out of that game. Okay, you might think that's unreasonable, but I don't think so. Because 60 or 70 bucks is a lot of fucking money. And I expect to be able to play that game for at least 25 to 40 hours. Anyway boys, this is the end of the video. I have some other great content on this channel. I've got some great content coming up, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.